Welcome to Don't Do Disney.
Without us.
My name is Daniel.
And my name is Zach.
You almost forgot the name of our show, didn't you?
No, I was giving you the beat that you asked me for.
No, I wanted the beat on the exit.
Oh, excuse me.
This is why we should really have show meetings instead of just, passing comments in the night. It's like, yeah, give me a little more space between the without us thing, but I meant at the end of the show, not at the beginning. You know what? Nobody cares. Welcome back to our little show that we like to do, where we talk about all the things Disney in the Disneyverse. It's redundant, but still a work in progress.
Disneyverse sounds like the Disney version of the metaverse, I don't know how I feel about that.
I want to believe that the Disney version of the metaverse is exactly like Wreck-It Ralph 2. Like, there's characters and floating around, and for any real life thing, there's little avatars for it. That's what I want to believe. I want to believe it. In my heart, I believe that. Anyway, that's not important. We're glad that you're here for episode 8 of this little show. We have a ton of, just a big news dump happened this past week.
For the couple weeks before this week and last week, there didn't seem to be a ton of news. And then Disney was like, just kidding. Here's everything ever.
So let's just jump right into that, shall we? The Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind will officially open on May 27th. This year, 2022, at Epcot. Now, that is not a shock to anyone because there was a reputable leak online when some Disney VP actually said, it's opening Memorial Day weekend. So we kind of already knew that it was going to be. But now it's nice to have an official date. And what that now means is that hopefully we're going to be getting AP previews, the annual pass previews, coming sometime soon.
Cast member annual pass and DVC previews have been announced.
Yeah, but we haven't gotten a date yet.
Right.
Yeah. So we've gotten an email saying, hey, watch your email. we're going to be saying, I don't like that. I have my email notifications turned off, right? My phone doesn't make no noise for email because I just get so much damn email. So I feel like, well, that sucks. It's like, I want to know if I get an email from Disney. So now I have to make a rule in my email that says, oh yeah, if it's from Disney destinations or whatever, then ding. If it's from Royal Cruise, that's the other thing with our cruise.
Right.
I need to check in on our cruise. It's like, oh, we'll email you when you can. I was like, all right, well, now I have to. Sneaky people. Anyway, that's the first bit of news there. Are you looking forward to doing an AP preview of the queue? Because you're not going to ride it.
Yes, actually, because the queue and the queue is that entire building that used to be the Universe of Energy.
Yeah, Ellen's Energy Adventure and Universe of Energy before that.
If they're using that whole building for the queue, and from what we know of the queue so far with the Galaxarium, that's that 30-minute pre-show or whatever it is.
Wouldn't it be great if the 30-minute pre-show was Ellen's Energy Adventure? Anyway.
Hey, we said we're going to put nods to past Epcot pavilions in this ride, so here you go.
Here you go.
Y'all want it back so badly.
I got to do this. You're definitely eating your microphone tonight. So
you told me to eat my microphone, so I'm eating my microphone.
No, you're doing great. I just want to turn you down just a little bit there. Anyway, so the second piece of news. Go ahead. What's the second piece of news here?
If you're a fan of the caramel popcorn from Caramel Couche in Epcot,
yes,
Caramel Couche.
It's German. It probably involves like a spitting noise, like Caramel Couche. Something like that.
But if you like that or some of the other Werther's caramel treats, those are now available at Big Top Souvenirs in Magic Kingdom.
Oh.
It was announced in honor of National Caramel Day, which was sometime last week. I don't remember the exact date, but that was
nice.
So we're now moving what were used to be Epcot exclusive treats to other parks.
Not moving them, we're adding them.
Excuse me.
They're not taking them away from Caramel Couche. Right, you can still get them there. A limited time Encanto theme projection show is going to debut on April 11th. Hey, that's tomorrow at Disneyland. The shown several times nightly on the facade of It's a Small World. So I know that when this was first announced, the Twitterverse exploded in like, oh my God, they're retheming Small World to Encanto. This is blah, 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 blah. But no, it's just a projection show on the outside of Small World.
And it specifically uses We Don't Talk About Bruno.
Right.
So was there really a big Twitter explosion about it?
Yeah. There's all more IP coming in. Now they're going to redo the Small World. So, yeah.
Twitter people will complain about literally anything.
They will. What's next?
There was an updated menu at the table service restaurant Sanaa at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kanani Village that debuted last week. I have read the article that Disney linked about it, and it doesn't actually seem that there's a whole lot that's new.
Maybe
It's
what they
just,
meant,
like, they updated the recipes for some things, unless I'm just missing something.
but now Sanaa has been open the longest since the pandemic, right?
I believe it was the first restaurant to reopen.
And I think they might have had a restricted menu when they first reopened. Maybe they're just saying, hey, here's our, we're going back to the menu that we used to have. Or because I looked at it also. It looks like the same. Now, I'm one of those people that once I find a dish that I love, it's very difficult for me to order anything else at that restaurant. So
we go to Disney restaurants and often order the exact same thing every time.
So it's kind of, I would always order that, whatever it was, the lamb kebab.
Yeah,
with
the lamb kebab.
Yeah, I love that thing. And the bread service. And those are both still there, so I'm happy. Okay.
Yes, and that was the first thing that the Disney person who wrote that article pointed out was, we're not taking away the bread service, don't worry.
There you go. And if you've never eaten at Sanaa, don't go there. It's horrible. You don't want to go there. And it's part of my new strategy to try to keep people from
going to restaurants we want to get reservations
at.
Exactly.
Oh, it's just horrible. Don't go there. It's horrible. Let's see. Be Our Guest is opening 1 hour earlier, now at 10 a.m. And now at 10 a.m.? Or it will be opening it now at 10 a.m.?
It is now opening at 10 a.m.
So that is the hour earlier.
Correct.
Okay. And is now serving brunch. So I should have let you read this one because you've got all kind of notes here that I don't. It's written in Zach hand. So I don't know what not listed yet on their Disney dining.
If you go to Disney's website,
yes,
and you go to Be Our Guest and you click on the menu, right now it gives you a 404 error. But when I tried it earlier this week, when I was notating that, it's not, the brunch items aren't listed on the website, and it's not listed as like a brunch menu. I think it's just a few things that they added to the lunch menu and then pushed the opening back an hour.
How can Disney have such a horrible website? It's just like their app and their website are constantly just crashing and not where it's like, come on. It's 2022. Get your shit together.
Come on, man.
Let's see. I'll just read the next one since you did that one. Disney World is earmarking 80 acres of land for a new affordable housing development. This is a project that has been in the works for quite some time, they say. And it really, it was kind of just an announcement that we don't know who the builder is going to be. We don't know what their definition of affordable is. We don't know much about it other than it's going to be on Disney property. Keep in mind, Disney owns 27 and a half square miles. Or 27,000 acres. Is it 43 and a half square miles? Anyway, they own a lot of land.
Disney has a lot of land.
So being on Disney property doesn't necessarily mean you're anywhere close to the theme parks. It could be on the backside of property somewhere. So we don't know. But a good thing is that the cast members will qualify to live there. So they're saying that it'll be open for everyone, including cast members, to live there. So.
Yes, and I know that there was some spirited debate about Disney's role in this and whether or not Disney should be doing something like this versus, say, the government doing it. But it's a good gesture regardless.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you cannot have as much. Even New York City needs affordable housing, right? You've got to have people working in restaurants. You got to have people working and doing these jobs that people are coming in there to do. And these people don't make $700,000 a year. They cannot afford a $2 million home. So if that's your median home price in that area and they have to, live 2 hours away in order to commute into work, that's not
right.
A great deal.
If everybody who worked at Disney, regardless of what they got paid, had to drive from Tampa, that wouldn't work at all.
Then that damn Brightline train would already be built. Go ahead. What's the next thing here?
Disney Kite Tales, which is the kite-based show that debuted to much fanfare and derision last year, is getting a refresh in time for the summer holidays. And Disney says they are shifting the focus of the show so guests will be able to experience Kite Tales from anywhere around Discovery River Lagoon with shorter and more frequent performances throughout the day.
So in the articles that I've read about this, the speculation is they're going to lose the performers that are in the stadium performing, like in the place where you sit now to watch it. There are performers that come out with puppets on sticks and stuff. Then they dance with the music. They have their own little bits that they do. And then the kites are kind of, circling around out in the lagoon. So the suspicion is they're going to lose that piece of it and then just have the kites kind of flying around and pipe the music in different places and probably shorten it down a little bit.
And they'll have those character flotillas that you currently see out throughout the parks and the waterways. Those will still happen, but those are also going to happen in succession in between Kite Tales performances.
It's going to be very wavy. There's going to be a lot of waves out in that lagoon with all the jet skis and the boats going around and everything. It'll be great. Timon will keep falling over. It'll be, hi, everyone. Next, you.
I did Kite Tales.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, Toy Story Hotel is now open at the Tokyo Disney Resort. I want to say that I've seen the Toy Story Hotel at Shanghai. Is there one at Shanghai?
I do not
There's
know.
one either at Shanghai or Hong Kong that I'd seen before. And they're cool. It looks really, really cool. I guess Toy Story is big over there. So
it does really look, from the pictures that I saw of the one at Tokyo, it looks fun.
Yeah.
Which, Toy Story should be fun.
It does.
So...
All right, next.
People.
We have nothing to say on that.
Well, I mean, we're not going to be going to Tokyo anytime soon. So,
sadly, no.
People who have been poking around on the Disney World calendars, looking at park hours and whatnot, have noticed that starting on June 12th, Typhoon Lagoon will be closing later.
Yeah.
They'll be extending their hours until 7 p.m. starting June 12th, and as of the writing of the various articles, the furthest you could go out was June 17th, but I believe they keep those summer hours all the way through the end of August or so.
Yeah, but I mean, this is just normal. The sun doesn't set in June in Florida until 8:45 at night. So yeah, it makes sense for it to stay open until 7 o'clock. That's I feel like that's just a normal thing. Like when we had the 2 p.m. forward passes, we would, it's better in the summer because we have like 5 hours that we could spend instead of just like 4 or 5, 2 or 3 hours.
Although, really, I mean, maybe, again, we think about the parks differently, but I'm like, I don't know that I could spend an entire day at Typhoon Lagoon.
I mean, if we had family, like if it was a big family outing or something like
That's
that,
fair.
And we had a cabana with food and stuff like that, right? We go there. We're very spoiled. We go there. And we don't get a chair. We don't, claim a spot and live from there. We just get a locker. We throw our stuff in the locker and we go do the slides and then we leave, right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
The lazy river, the wave pool with the big waves because the small waves suck.
That's right. Narcoossee's is closing on June 18th. Okay, there you go. Well, so goodbye, Narcoossee's. It'll probably never come back ever. Oh, wait. It's reopening later this year with an enhanced table service experience. Now, you've never eaten at Narcoossee's.
I have not eaten at Narcoossee's. I'm thinking we want to go before they close.
Really? Why?
Because I've never been and I would like to experience as it is now so that when it reopens, I can, write angry articles about how it was better before.
I feel like, yeah. I seem to recall liking Narcoossee's. It was a long time ago that I ate there. But yeah, if you want to eat at Narcoossee's, then we can do that. We have a really booked schedule now. And so when is it closing? June 18th? Ugh, it's going to be tough. We got a cruise and all that other stuff in there.
We have a cruise at the end of May.
All right. And
I think we can clear some time.
The final thing you have on your list here, I kind of disagree with, but go ahead and you can read it.
That the Expedition Everest refurbishment has been extended again.
Yeah. I disagree with that. We don't know that it's been extended. They just took away originally it was supposed to reopen in mid-April, and then they changed it to say, April 30th. Or better yet,
I don't know that there was ever a specific date.
Hold on. Better yet, it was the refurbishment calendar only had it up till April 30th. It didn't have it going past April 30th. At this point in time, it still only has the refurbishment calendar still only has it till April 30th. It's just that they took away the thing on the the wording on the website. It was like, so I think this is much ado about nothing. We'll see when it happens, right? They never officially announced a date when it was going to be reopened, so I don't know how you could say that they're
I think it was some nebulous like spring time frame, and then they said mid-April, and now they're just it's under refurbishment. We'll get it back.
I feel
to
like
when
this
we
is
get
one
it
of
back to you.
those. This is one of those inside the magic navel gazing things where Rock and Roller Coaster didn't open this morning with the park, and it opened 20 minutes later. It's just one of those things for people to click on and to get angry about and whatnot. Anyway,
Also,
yeah.
I'm really sorry to tell every single one of you out there who wants this to happen. Disco Yeti is never going away. They can't fix him unless they take the whole damn mountain apart. It's not happening.
Oh, hold on. Now you don't want to back yourself into a corner here because new construction materials are available all the time. The reason that they cannot fix the existing Yeti because it's too heavy, and as it swings, it was hurting the foundation of the building. Right? They would have to, that's why they could not fix the one that is there. If they were able to make that Yeti 6 times lighter through some construction material or some new innovative, carbon fiber skeleton thing that they could do. I don't know. You don't know. I'm just saying they may surprise you.
They may.
The Yeti could be fixed. It won't be the old Yeti, but
because I know that was the hubbub on the internet was when these articles started hitting that the refurbishment has been extended indefinitely.
Yeah.
Which nobody knows that for sure. Are they going to fix the Yeti? Are they going to fix the Yeti? They're doing it.
Okay. You're getting very angry about that.
I'm not angry.
You don't even ride that ride.
I do. I will get there eventually.
Okay. Well, that's the news for the week. That was quite a bit. Wow. That was quite a bit of news. Okay. Let's talk about our main topic of the week, which is pretty short one tonight. We were going to talk about, we went to Jiko for dinner last night, okay, so let's set the stage here. Jiko is a restaurant at Animal Kingdom Lodge. It's called Jiko, the cooking place. It is one of 3 table service restaurants at the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yes.
Boma, Sanaa, and Jiko. It is considered the signature restaurant at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And I got to say, it does feel more like a signature restaurant than, let's say, even the Contemporary. And this is why. When we got there and got seated, first of all, the dining room is very pretty. It's a gorgeous dining room. It's got a onstage kitchen, so you can see them cooking. It's very lushly decorated. It's got very cool sculptures and things in it. But as you sit down in these very comfortable, cushy chairs, they bring over hot towels for you, right? So you can clean up with your little hot towels, and they're right there to take them away for you. And I actually went to the restroom. You didn't go to the restroom, but when I went to the restroom, they don't have paper towels in the restroom. They have cloth towels, like a stack of cloth towels for you to dry your hands with.
They fancy.
I know. So it's like, it feels more like a signature restaurant than some of the other signature restaurants we've been to. Yet the prices are a little bit cheaper than, like probably about $5 cheaper than, let's say, Le Cellier on the whole. It is a wonderful restaurant. And then now we'll talk about the food. So anyway,
that's the thing that I've done. Animal Kingdom, especially both the park and the resort, they do food very well.
I would say some of my favorite restaurants on property, would be Jiko, Boma, Sanaa, and Tiffin's. Those are amongst my favorite restaurants there. So yeah, you're right. They are all over there at Animal Kingdom. Even Satuli Canteen is one of my favorite counter service restaurants, and the Flame Tree is a close second. So yeah, there you go. Let's go eat at Animal Kingdom every day.
For all the unfortunate, you can't get to any other park from Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
I mean, you kind of don't need to. It fends for itself pretty well.
Well, you need to. Except Expedition Everest is closed.
And I mean, it's kind of a half-day park right now.
I like Expedition Everest.
I know. But
you know what you left off the news? They announced that the birds are going to be flying again in Lion King show, but that's all right.
Well, that was.
We can talk about it.
You have the ability to edit the document as well.
I was busy. We were cleaning the RV today, so it was a very busy day. Anyway, so Jiko, let's talk about the food that we had at Jiko. Now, this is not our first time eating there. We've eaten there twice now, right? So we ate there once before the pandemic, and then once now that they've reopened. And a very similar situation to what we encountered with Boma, which is it was hard to get the reservation, but once we were there were a lot of empty tables.
Right.
And they're kind of holding tables open for walk-ins. But the irony there is you can't park at Animal Kingdom
You can't park
Lodge.
at most hotels right now unless you have a dining reservation.
So you would have to go to Disney Springs or Animal Kingdom and then take a bus to Animal Kingdom Lodge in order to experience these walk-in restaurants. However, that being said, the food, what did you order?
So we had the scallops for an appetizer. Very good scallops, served with some interesting, African-inspired sides.
I think it was pureed sweet potato and some other.
There were some nuts in there.
Yeah.
And,
the puffed peanuts or something like that. Yeah. Quite good.
very good. One of the only times I will say, even with the Disney markup, I don't know that it was worth the price. I mean, you got 2 scallops and some bases for $17, which even for Disney, I mean, you can get more scallops at an Epcot festival for like $9.
Yeah.
So,
but it was still good.
Yes, but still very good, very good. I will say, and I noted this in our Instagram story, the bread service there, probably because it's complimentary, doesn't hold a candle to the Sanaa bread service.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad, but it just
they bring you
just
2
bread.
Yeah, they bring you 2 loaves of bread, 2 different styles loaves of bread that they bring you. One of them's called giraffe bread, and the other one's just
it's like a sesame seed bun, basically.
Yeah. What I found interesting was the butter, what they called their Jiko butter, which I think has cream cheese in it. It tasted like it had cream cheese in it. It has black salt on the top of in the presentation. But I got more cream cheese than butter flavor out of it when I was spreading it on the bread. It's still good, but it was kind of an interesting. I'm wondering if it's a combination. I should have just asked because they would have told me. Anyway, for main entrees, I went with the short ribs. You went with
the filet mignon.
And the only reason I didn't go with the filet mignon is because the sauce that they had on it had a chocolate in it. So, I'm not a fan of chocolate.
It's a red wine chocolate demi-glace.
Yeah, I love red wine. I'm just not a fan of chocolate. So.
But I didn't really taste the chocolate.
But I wasn't going to wait to find that out. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's fair.
So. And I love short ribs, so I went with the short rib. It was quite good. I was less impressed with the sides that it came with. It comes on a bed of like hominy and sea peas, which is apparently a national African dish. And then it had these carrots and mushrooms. The mushrooms were delicious, but the carrots almost felt like they were trying to do a kimchi. They were like vinegar. They were kind of vinegary, cold and vinegary carrots. The carrots just stood. They didn't go with the meal. Other than that being said, the short ribs themselves were amazingly fantastic. They just fell apart on the fork. The sea peas and hominies was very good with the sauce that they had in there. So I would give the short rib an excellent. I just maybe next time would ask for them to leave the carrots off, but that's just me. So
or maybe switch up the sides or something. The fillet came with 3 cheese, macaroni and cheese, which Disney mac and cheese is hit or miss, and this was fine. It was better than some of the mac and cheese you can get in the parks, but it wasn't a whole lot to write home about.
I mean, it's got how many ingredients in it? It's got macaroni and cheese, maybe a little bit of cream, right? It's just like, there's very little you can do with macaroni and cheese. But,
and then it came with rainbow cauliflower, which was just 3 or 4 different colors of cauliflower. It tasted like cauliflower. It was fine.
Yeah. And that was it. We did not get a dessert because we were going to go out to a meetup that we'll talk about in a minute.
And we did not get a dessert because none of the desserts sounded super great. And also Animal Kingdom Lodge has the Nyala brownie, which we learned about through a Disney food blog video, which used to have a whole lot more frosting on it, but it is served at the Mara. It's a standard Mickey-shaped brownie with peanut butter, icing, and some chocolate, and
it is delicious.
It
and
is
if you
amazing.
ask, they will bring one to you for dessert.
Yes.
Like so we could have eaten dessert at Jiko. We could have asked for that brownie.
Hi, I don't want any of your desserts. Can I have this other dessert that you also sell
Where
in
did we
this
do
building?
that? Was it Boma that they did it for us? They
No, I think it was Jiko.
Oh, it was Jiko.
It was our first trip to Jiko.
Okay.
We were like, hey, we heard about this and we don't know where it is. Can you get it for us, please? Thanks.
So that was our dinner at Jiko. We had both of us had a drink. You had wine as well, but we both had. I had the Killarita.
The Mount Killarita.
The Mount Killarita, which is their take on a margarita, which had tequila, but it had a tangerine liqueur in it, which made it very good. And I liked that quite a bit. I only had one because we had to drive to another thing, so I switched to iced tea after that, which I was really debating going for. They have a whole tea service there where they have a whole bunch of different loose leaf teas that you can buy. They bring out the pot, they do a big presentation of it. And the only reason I didn't do that, I love chai tea. The only reason I didn't go with the chai tea there was because it was not quite cold enough for hot tea at that point.
And then we stepped outside.
And then when we got to the meetup, which was on a rooftop bar. And it was very windy, which made it even, so it was in the low 60s, but with the wind, gusting wind, it was very cold up there. So, anyway, that was our experience at Jiko. What was your overall take on Jiko?
It was good. I will say I wasn't super impressed with the sides that came with my entree.
Yeah.
So I may see next time about possibly switching them up.
And in fairness, they do have sides you can purchase.
Right. They've got
cart.
Yeah. They
Like
have a different type of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, and a spinach side that you can get. We were trying to eat lighter because we were going out to do something else.
Right.
So it was one of those, we didn't want to overfill with what we were eating.
It is a signature restaurant, so it's not cheap.
No.
But I don't think we've had a meal on Disney property where I've regretted the price when the bill came.
Yeah.
For the quality of the food.
Yeah, an appetizer, 2 entrees, and you got a glass of wine, and I got a tea, because the first 2 drinks we paid for at the bar.
Right.
So that all came out to what? You said like 150?
160 after tip.
Yeah, 160 after the tip. So it was 150 before our discount, and then 160 after that. I don't want to get like that. There was an article this past week where someone said, I spent $800 for my family of 4 to go to Animal Kingdom for the day. And on the picture for that story was the picture of their receipt for breakfast at Tusker House. And it's basically listed it all out. And then in the article, they said how much they spent after tip on it. And when you look at the receipt and how much they spent after tip, she only tipped them like $3 or something. So I want to make it clear. We got our 10% annual pass discount off of the 160, right? Which brought it in. We tipped on the price before the discount.
Right.
Anyway, yeah. So I just want to make sure that we had that included there.
Right. I tipped $30 on what was originally a $150 check.
Okay. Anyway, let's go to we had Dave Cobb, who's part of the what's the name of their podcast? Gonna look it up. Anyway, we've listened to it before. He had invited us out. He was here in town. He invited us out for drinks over at Universal at the Adventura Hotel on the rooftop bar. We'd never been there before, and we went. We got to meet several folks from Twitter, like Aesthetic J, and a couple of other people whose names I don't remember at the moment.
Rat Castle.
But we got to meet. We had a great time. It was very cold and very windy. Rat Castle is the name of their podcast. If you want to check that out. And we had a great time with them. We weren't there for very long, but we did have a great time with everyone that we met there. So yeah, that was kind of fun. Not much to say.
And if we were words are hard. And if you were there and you wanted to say hi to us and we had run away, or it was too crowded and or cold and you were frozen. Say hi to us next time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's get to our heroes and villains of the week. This is an even number show, so we start with heroes. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right. My hero of the week is Mr. Morrow. I don't know if you've ever seen the YouTube channel of Paging Mr. Morrow, but what is his name? I know his name. Is it Josh or something like that? Anyway, no, that's not somebody else. Anyway, it's not important what his name is.
Nathan.
It's Mr. Morrow. No, it's Mr. Morrow, and I'm just going to say it again. It's Mr. Morrow. I'm just going to keep saying that just over and over. Anyway.
Paging Mr. Morrow, Mr. Tom Morrow.
That's actually a line from Mission to Mars. Anyway, the point is that he was doing the Run Disney Marathon weekend that was taking place, the Spring Surprise. He was specifically running the 10-mile Tower of Terror run. And I've been very interested in doing a Disney Run event before. And, I've watched a couple of videos on it, but his video was so just well done, and I got very emotional because he was really struggling getting through it, and he succeeded, and he was so happy that he succeeded. And you watching it are just also very happy that he made it through it. It was a delightful video, and so he's my hero of the week because he ran a 10-mile run at Disney, and I think that's great. And so I'm planning on doing a Run Disney event in the future, putting it on the board right now. Gonna do it. So anyway.
Just remember, you have to be up at 4 a.m. to sign up because they sell out super fast.
I know. And then you also have to be up at 4 a.m. the day of the race to get to the staging area. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all right. I will survive. So, who's your hero of the week?
So my hero of the week, continuing with our theme from the meat section, is Disney table service restaurants, with the exception of most of the ones in Magic Kingdom, because, see the last episode where we talked about that. Maybe it was the episode before. And it's like I said, with very few exceptions, I can't think of a single Disney restaurant where we've been disappointed. Disney table service restaurant where we've been disappointed or had a terrible experience or had, just food that was awful or service that was awful.
Yeah.
And maybe we're lucky. I mean, I've seen a lot of horror stories on the internet from people who say they've had bad experiences all over property. Mm-hmm. Maybe we've struck it lucky, but on the whole, for an operation that size, with that many different restaurants, for us to not have anything above even an average experience, I would say is amazing. So kudos to the culinary team at Disney for being able to churn out that much food and be that on the ball.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. I would say if I ever had a complaint about Disney dining for table service, it would be sometimes the service can be slow.
Yes.
But
Disney table service dining,
it's not a fast experience.
No. When AJ puts in her caveats on restaurant reviews, don't nosh here if you don't want to lose an hour or two of your day. She means it. Disney table service restaurants can be notoriously slow.
Yeah. Okay. And my villain of the week, I guess just because I feel like an old man now, is the Florida weather. We went camping and it ended up being cold and rainy that weekend. And then we did that meetup last night and it was cold.
Could you say it was frozen?
Yeah. Now, I get that people listen to us from all over, and so you're probably thinking, well, it's April, of course it was cold, it's April, but we live in Florida. This is the time of year where it should be in the mid 70s in the evening, not in the lower
61
60s.
with iceberg winds.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, come on, just stop this already. We're tired of this winter thing. Can we please have?
We're officially not in winter now. We're done with cold. Thanks.
Can we move along, please? Thank you. That's my villain of the week.
So my villain of the week we kind of already touched on, but it's Disney for announcing the date for Guardians and announcing that there's going to be pass holder previews and saying an email will be coming soon, but not giving you any time frame as to what soon is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter because it's not like you need to make a park reservation for that because they give you a park reservation automatically.
Yes.
But there are limited spots for the previews. So, I mean, everybody's going to want to get one ASAP. So, yeah. I've seen people that are like, my inbox is worn out from all the refreshing. I'm like, if all you're doing is sitting there waiting for the Guardians email to come in, you might want to step away from your computer, please.
I will learn how to make a rule in your email that does some kind of alert thing. So, anyway, there you go. That's
my villain is Disney for causing anxiety.
Okay. Well, hey, we appreciate you for sticking around this long in this show. If you're watching this show on our YouTube channel, I'd like to point out we do have an audio version of this show available on iTunes and Spotify. So if you can't donate the time, dedicate the time to watching us on video, and you want to, have more freedom and listen to the audio version of it, check that out. It's the exact same thing. It's just the audio from this video put onto a feed. But we're available on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you can find good fodder.
Are we available on Stitcher?
Probably, yeah.
I don't actually know what Stitcher is. I just know I've heard about it talked about on NPR podcasts.
Yeah, sure. I'll say yes. I say yes, we are. I would say even if you ask Madam A, which is, the name of your Echo device from Amazon, to play Don't Do Disney Without Us, she probably could do it. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for sticking around, and I guess we'll talk to you again next week. And we want to remind you, please, don't do Disney
without us.